Looking at the news this week, there's a couple big stories that the media won't let you miss. Of course, COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, deaths, all on the rise in this country. And a United Nations report on climate change designed to scare us all half to death. What's incredible about the big Obama birthday party is it proved neither of these stories are really being taken seriously by the people who claim to be the most concerned. The same people who sit at wine bars in New York City and trash talk the unsophisticated middle America hillbillies who drive those gas guzzlers and wear masks under their noses. They have no problem at all with Obama's Martha's Vineyard super spreader celebrity rave. It's truly incredible to watch. Amid COVID craziness in recent weeks and facing backlash for planning a 500-person birthday blowout plus 200 staff members, former President Obama claimed he scaled back his party. We all saw the result of that. By the way, it's just a beautiful house, Mr. Obama. Had the tents out, had it all set up. Everybody went nuts last week. You know that story. Hundreds still flocked to Martha's Vineyard to party with Obama, and why not? It's probably a great time. Kind of jealous. He even held a pre-party, apparently, that lasted about 4 hours. So these people, literally, they partied like college kids for Obama's 60th. If there was any shot at not spreading COVID, this group effectively minimalized that. The pre-party event took place at a nearby resort where the always fancy Nancy Pelosi was staying. Funny enough, Pelosi got cut from the list for the main party, which is funny, a victim of Obama's COVID virtue signal that did nothing. Even still, Nancy managed to screw up twice this weekend. More on her here in just a moment. But it's not that what Obama did was wrong. You should be able to have a birthday party. Go ahead, do your thing. The problem is that the most popular member of the Democrat Party is flouting the rules while his party is extending the eviction moratorium and preparing the country's kids for a year of school that will inevitably be masked up, if it's even in person at all. The biggest name in the Democrat Party is partying like it's 2019, while the rest of his party watches COVID panic porn on CNN all day. But what we learned this week is COVID is even smarter than we thought. We've now heard it can infect the vaccinated people. That's why you'll soon have to show a vaccine passport to be allowed to eat dinner at most blue cities and states. And we know COVID only exists in restaurants up to about 4 feet in the air. The moment you sit down, it disappears. But COVID also is smart enough to only infect unsophisticated people. The New York Times put it perfectly over the weekend.
Other people said, this is really being overblown. They're following all the safety precautions. People are going to sporting events that are bigger than this. This is going to be safe. This is a sophisticated, vaccinated crowd, and this is just about optics. It's not about safety.
These are rich, sophisticated people. These aren't those stupid peasants. They're sophisticated. If only you were more sophisticated. If only you hung out with Obama and George Clooney instead of riding your motorcycle in Sturgis, South Dakota. Then you wouldn't be shamed by cable news for being a super spreader, like all those filthy Republicans. Celebrities can party all over each other inside. Look at this. But your 7-year-old is going to need 2 shots of Pfizer and a mask before going anywhere near Randy Weingarten's Sacred Union of Teachers. And by the way, the scaled-back party was so big that one police officer described it as a blank show. I'm actually kind of jealous. I wanted a selfie with George Clooney. I'll probably never get it. Probably punch me in the face if he saw me. By the way, vaccinations were not required to attend Obama's birthday party. So is this a Hooters in Daytona Beach or a $12 million mansion party for the king of all liberals? We don't really know. And then there's the other emergency that only the liberal elites are allowed to ignore. Climate change, which at this point may kill us all before I finish this monologue, at least according to AOC. The United Nations decided to spend a fortune and do another study on global warming. Why not? It's our money. A major report warns climate change is accelerating and humans must cut emissions now. Apparently, we're already past the point of no return. We just got to do as good as we can to at least inhibit whatever horrible death we're going to have no matter what. Climate change, of course, is the doomsday religion for the left. They want to spend $3 trillion fighting it this week. More on that coming up after the break. Here is how Nancy Pelosi put it.
Science is telling us to change the behavior that is intensifying the climate crisis. We do understand our responsibility to the next generation to keep the planet safe as we pass it on to them.
No, you don't, Nancy, because guess who showed up at Martha's Vineyard flying private? The G6, Nancy Pelosi. God, she lives good for somebody working in Congress. Pelosi arrived in a private plane that taxied away from the paparazzi-filled main terminal to the far end of the airport where she could hide out and be whisked away by private black cars. She didn't want to get seen showing up for Obama's frickin' COVID rave in a private jet while they're trying to pass $3 trillion, including much of it on climate change. That's bad politics. But God forbid Nancy could just take the frickin' ferry, or just get on I don't know. I've never been to Martha's Vineyard. I've never been. Not that cool. I don't get invited to this stuff. But she had to fly private. She's not going to get on a ferry. She's Nancy Pelosi. Get the G6 for Nancy. She understands what we need to do to fight climate change, and that's why she's going to burn 10,000 gallons of fuel to take her 300-year-old butt across a little bit of water from Boston. I'm just jealous, really. I wish I had a private plane like Nancy. It's probably not going to happen. And then she got picked up by a bunch of cars that burn gas. A whole motorcade, of course, which is the worst. Not even those nice battery-powered cars that are charged at those nice eco-friendly battery chargers that are, of course, fueled by burning coal. According to a study by Transport and Environment, private jets are 10 times more carbon-intensive than airliners on average, 50 times more polluting than trains. So Nancy Pelosi flew private from D.C. to Martha's Vineyard to be kicked off the Obama party guest list. At least it ends funny. Climate envoy John Kerry, the climate czar, also went to Martha's Vineyard this weekend, and he actually made it to the party from what we understand. He also flew private, although the State Department's lying and denying it, which is what State Departments do. The Washington Times reporting the website FlightAware says a private jet identified in previous media reports as the Kerry family plane landed Friday in Martha's Vineyard. The ketchup digger has arrived. The 8-foot-tall ketchup digger, who we've crowned the most useless man on the planet, tweeted this while nursing his hangover from Obama's COVID rave. The latest report makes it abundantly clear the climate crisis is not only here, it is growing increasingly severe. And that's why I have to fly my private jet to Martha's Vineyard to party with Obama, because we have to save the planet. The ketchup digger himself. Heinz ketchup, that's what's paying for John Kerry to feel like he's important and think he's cool. Heinz, Little Miss Heinz's daddy is John Kerry's. These people are great. I could do this all day.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.